Hi everybody, it's Kerry and Cody of Jawwoods Bushcraft, and I'm out here today to show you what I normally carry with me when I go to the woods. First I want to show you my belt kit. I always carry a military cravat. I like using these things to basically wipe sweat off, to hold, have a place to put my feathers and shavings for when I'm making fires and things of that nature. Always have a belt knife. Today I am carrying my Turley Green River, but I will always carry a 3 to 5 inch bushcraft knife at all times on my belt. Next, I always carry a ferro rod. This ferro rod was gifted to me by a guy named Jay Williams. It's the ferro rod itself, I'm pretty sure, is Light My Fire Steel, and the handle, I think, is antler handle. He handled the ferro rod himself. Really cool. I keep it on a D-ring. Attached to my belt. It goes right in my pocket. I always have my Swiss Army knife. This one's a rescue tool. It's got pretty much everything I need. With this and a bushcraft knife, I've got a lot of stuff covered. It's got a saw, it's got an awl, it's got a pretty decent little knife. It's just a good little blade to have around. I always have my PSK. With my PSK, pretty much if it comes down to just this, I think I'll be okay. Won't be comfortable and it won't be fun, but I'll be okay. I'll do another video on this to go a little more into detail. But next, I always have a little flashlight with me. This is just a mini little LED light. Takes one AAA battery. It's a really good little flashlight to have. And I always have my little PSK knife. A lot of people like having folders in their pockets. They're little single-bladed auto folders or whatever. I like having this. Whip it out, cut 550 cord, open up food packages, whatever. It's just a handy little knife to have. The same guy made the sheath for this as the Green River. Was the same guy that handled that ferro rod for me. But next, my belt. Just a plain Jane leather belt. One cool thing about a plain old leather belt, besides the fact that they're cheap, you've got a strap holding your pants up. That's really cool. Next up, we'll talk about what goes in my bag. The bag I carry a lot of times is this one here. If anybody would really like to know, I'll give more details on the bag later. But these are the contents inside. All of these are sitting on a military issue, basically a space blanket. It's a casualty blanket. It's basically one of your normal space blankets on steroids. Thing is awesome. About near bulletproof as well. But in my bag, I always carry a Peterson's Field Guide. You want to make sure if you're going to eat something or use something for certain things, when it comes to wild edibles, you got to be 100% certain. With this, I like to carry this. It's basically a quick guide. Basically, if I find something I'm curious, I can look it up in here real fast and then use my Peterson's Field Guide to get a better description of it. I keep all of those in a 1 gallon freezer bag, just to keep it from getting wet and ruined. Next, I always have baby wipes, because you don't want to be in nature when nature starts calling and you're not prepared. I keep a little mesh bag in my pack. With it, I keep a big old chunk of 550, as well as this is about a 20-foot ridgeline that I use to set up tar pooches and things like that. Next, I always have my 5x7 tarp. That is a great little tarp to have around. It's a multicam version from Bushcraft Outfitters. I want to say the multicams ones are the only ones right now that are flame retardant, so that's really cool. Compact, small as all get out, great little thing to have in a pack. Next, I always bring 2 water bottles. These are both Nalgene bottles. I have a Nestor's cup with it. This thing is great. I can cook over it. Boil water, pour it in there. Great little cup to have, and it fits right in with the Nalgene bottle. Saves up a lot of space and really handy. Next, just a little blue coffee cup that I got from Walmart, probably $2-3, something like that. Awesome little cup. I like drinking coffee out of that as opposed to this if I can, because that one seems to lose heat a lot faster. This one keeps things a lot warmer a lot longer. Next, I always have my 10cm zebra pot. These things are awesome. I have bigger zebra pots for, you know, if I want to go out and actually plan on doing you know, longer trips, or I might need more food or more cooking availability. But with this comes a little pan, and a lot of times I use this. This is Cody's dish. I can cook out of it, I have cooked out of it, but a lot of times this is what I put water in for Cody while we're out. And of course it's got its lid. Along with that, I always bring a D-ring, because if I cook over a tripod or something like that, I like using 550 and a D-ring to attach my pot to my tripod, making it a little more easier to maneuver around when I'm cooking. Next, I always have a pair of gloves with me. These are somewhat flame retardant. Really good for moving sticks around in a fire, picking up pots, stuff like that. I mean, you wouldn't want to sit there and you know, stick your hand in the fire, but it'll definitely keep you from getting burnt too bad, you know, for quick moving of a stick or a quick check on the pot kind of thing. Next, I always carry a shemagh. This is a very large shemagh. I like this one because it can act as a blanket, a towel, a last ditch shelter even. I love this thing. I'm pretty sure it's 100% cotton, real nice and thin and light. Great things to have around. Next, I always have a rain jacket with me, you know, just in case. It's always nice to have a rain jacket. And there's nothing special. You know, you don't need a real big, fancy, you know, $300 rain jacket. Just any old rain jacket will do. Something keeps the water off you, right? Next on my pack, I always carry a larger chopper. Whether that be, you know, my 7 1/4 inch walkabout, a machete, a big bolo knife, or a tomahawk, or an axe, something I could take down little bigger pieces of wood than I could with, say, a normal bushcraft knife. I like having a machete around in the summertime because it is so darn thick around here that it really helps having something, you know, really long and light like that I can quickly, you know, whip in and get into places easy. Next up, I always have my compass. This is normal military issued compass. And I always have my Altoids tin, which is my fire kit. This one is my fire kit. Along with it, I have I like to call this a survival ferro rod. It's got a big old block of magnesium, a ferro rod itself, a temperature gauge, and a little compass. In my fire kit, I always have some man-made material. This right now, it just happens to be dryer lint. I keep some jute twine and fat wood. I keep some waterproof matches along with the striker that I cut off the box and threw in here, and an extra ferro rod. Not the best way to keep your matches, probably not the greatest fire kit in the world, but it does the job. I can't complain. Next, I keep my field sharpening kit. This is a really cool trick I learned from Iz Turley. He takes just a strip of leather, you know, piece of scrap leather or whatever, glues it to the top of an Altoids tin, and inside keeps different types of sandpaper. Got 1,000 grit, 1,500 grit, 800 grit, 400 grits. You know, pretty much handle all your sharpening needs here, and you have a strop on the outside. And I also have my nail buff. And this thing, like I said, is awesome, and I use it a lot with my larger knives. Next, I keep snare wire. Snare wire is useful for a lot of things. Tying stuff down with, obviously making snares and traps. Just a really cool thing to have, really lightweight, really cheap. You can get it at any craft store. This one's called Floral Wire. 26 gauge, just wire. Really cool stuff to have. Next, I always have a first aid kit. First aid kit will be shown later in a more in-depth video, but it's never smart to go out by yourself or even with a couple friends or whatever without some sort of first aid. I'd recommend taking only what you know how to use. If you don't know how to use a tourniquet, chances are you probably shouldn't take a tourniquet. I recommend learning how to use a tourniquet, but stick to what you know and cover those bases. And at any opportunity, if you get a chance, learn more. Next, this is just a normal, like a pen, pencil kind of keeper that you can get at any you know, school supply store. You know, back to school sales are going on right now. I probably got a ton of these, but I use it as my food bag. I've got about 3 broken down MREs in here, tons of coffee packs. This is tea bags. This thing is cool, and it keeps all of it about the size of an MRE, a little bit smaller actually, and I've got enough food in here to last me 3 days and not be hungry. Next, on, you know, if I'm carrying a bigger pack or I plan on a lot of rain or something like that, I'll bring my 10x10 Bushcraft USA tarp. This one is bigger than my survival tarp that I showed over there. It comes in its own little bag right here. Very, very cool tarp to have around. This one is also fire retardant. In this, I just have your plain old military issue whoopee that I put in a stuff sack. Stuff sack actually came from a small sleeping bag, and I've used that sleeping bag so much, and I've had it for so long that the zippers broke off and it's starting to get holes in it, so I had to replace it with just a regular old whoopee. But I still use a stuff sack. But folks, that's my kit. I forgot to mention the stool over there. I always have my stool. The bag, the kit itself. If you have any more questions or anything, feel free to ask, and I hope you enjoyed. Take care. Once again, this is Kerry, and that's Cody, and we are Jowoods Bushcraft.